Kelly Ripa has always been known for her candid, often controversial moments on air, but today's incident raised more eyebrows than usual. As her co-host Ryan Seacrest looked on in sheer disbelief, Ripa blurted out a comment during a casual conversation that set the internet ablaze. "I feel like I'm on house arrest." The comment, seemingly offhand, came in the midst of a lighthearted segment where Ripa and Seacrest were chatting about their everyday lives, the challenges of balancing work with family, and the oddities of being homebound during a busy schedule. But as soon as those words left her lips, the room fell silent. Ryan's eyes widened, his lips forming a tight line as he desperately tried to steer the conversation back to safer waters. But it was too late. The fallout. The phrase house arrest can carry a heavy weight. After all, it's typically associated with legal restrictions placed on someone's freedom, whether due to an ongoing investigation or a criminal charge. In Ripa's case, the comment was simply a metaphor about how confined she felt in her home due to her hectic work-life balance. But to viewers, especially those with a keen eye on media dynamics, the words were more than just a metaphor. Soon after the segment aired, the backlash was swift. Fans, critics, and even celebrities took to social media to express their thoughts. "I'm sure Kelly didn't mean it that way, but using the term house arrest in such a flippant manner can be triggering to many," tweeted one viewer. Another joked, "I wonder if Kelly has any idea how fast a simple throwaway comment can go viral." Ripa's comment quickly became one of the top trending topics online, with people jokingly offering her house arrest survival tips. Some suggested she start a new online trend, #HouseArrestRipa, where fans share their quarantine experiences. Others expressed concern, wondering if Ripa truly understood the gravity of the phrase. The aftermath. Ripa, ever the professional, didn't take long to address the controversy. During the following episode, she opened the show with an apology. "I know my little house arrest comment probably went a little too far," she said, a slight smile tugging at the corner of her lips. "I didn't mean to make light of anyone's situation, especially those who have experienced the real thing. But hey, if you need a laugh, you know I'm here for you." Ryan, trying to diffuse any lingering tension, added, "At least Kelly is never boring. That's for sure." But while Ripa's apology was sincere, the damage had been done. Some viewers accepted her explanation, while others remained unconvinced. The comment served as a reminder that words, no matter how casually they are spoken, can have consequences. What happened behind the scenes? While Kelly Ripa's on-air blunder was certainly a moment to remember, there were whispers behind the scenes about how the show's producers were scrambling to contain the fallout. Sources close to the production revealed that they had to issue a swift internal memo to all staff members about the potential dangers of using sensitive terminology, especially when it comes to something as serious as house arrest. In the weeks following the incident, Ripa found herself in a series of interviews, answering questions about the comment. Most notably, she appeared on a popular podcast, where she was asked to further elaborate on her choice of words. "It was a throwaway comment," she explained. "But I do get it. Language is powerful. It's something I don't take lightly." The broader conversation. While Kelly Ripa's comment may have been a slip-up, it sparked a wider conversation about how we talk about certain issues in the media. House arrest is a term that carries significant weight for many people, particularly those who have experienced it firsthand. In a world where words have become increasingly scrutinized, it seems as though no comment is safe from potential backlash. And perhaps that's the takeaway from this incident. Celebrities, especially those in the public eye as much as Kelly Ripa, should be careful with their choice of words. It's not just about the intent behind a comment, but how it may be received by the public. In the age of social media, every remark has the potential to be amplified, misinterpreted, or even weaponized. Rebuilding her image. For Kelly Ripa, the road to repairing her image after this incident wasn't necessarily about issuing multiple apologies or laying low. Instead, she worked hard to turn the situation into a learning experience. Ripa's social media feeds, always flooded with pictures of her family, her fashion choices, and her work life, began to take on a new tone. She started to incorporate more thought-provoking posts, using her platform to discuss everything from body positivity to mental health. Her effort to rehumanize herself was clear. Ripa took the more introspective approach to her public image. She didn't shy away from being vulnerable, opening up about how her words and actions sometimes have unintended consequences. Whether it was discussing her experience growing up in the spotlight or reflecting on her role as a mother, she wanted to show that she, too, was learning from her mistakes. Public reception. Public reaction to Kelly Ripa's efforts to rebuild her image was mixed. Some people appreciated her willingness to grow, while others believed it was simply a PR move. The debate was often divisive. On one side, fans rallied behind the star, praising her for owning her mistakes and striving to be a better person. On the other, critics continued to point out that a simple apology wasn't enough to erase the impact of her words. Still, Ripa's journey wasn't entirely negative. She began to attract attention for her open and honest discussions about being a celebrity in the modern age. No longer just a morning talk show host, Kelly Ripa was transforming into a thought leader in her own right, capable of navigating both the highs and lows of public life. The legacy of the house arrest moment. As time passed, the house arrest incident eventually faded from the public's collective memory, replaced by more sensational news bites and viral moments. Yet for Kelly Ripa, the fallout from her comment remained a key point in her career trajectory. It served as a turning point, a reminder that even the most innocent-sounding comments can have far-reaching effects. In the end, Kelly Ripa's journey through this scandal wasn't just about recovering from a blunder. It was about learning how to navigate a world where words matter more than ever. While her fans may have forgiven her, the incident became an invaluable lesson for both Ripa and her audience, one that emphasized the importance of empathy, understanding, and the power of language. As Kelly Ripa moved forward, she became even more mindful of the impact her words could have. Her approach to public speaking shifted. She took a more careful, deliberate approach when discussing sensitive topics. However, it wasn't just about avoiding controversy. It was about taking responsibility and engaging in conversations that could lead to positive change. Engaging in meaningful dialogue. One of the key ways Ripa attempted to heal the wounds of her house arrest comment was by opening up more on air about important social issues. In the weeks following the incident, she invited experts, mental health advocates, and legal professionals to discuss topics ranging from mental health struggles to the criminal justice system. By making space for meaningful conversations, Ripa worked to shift the narrative from a moment of controversy to one of personal and societal growth. Her move to discuss mental health, in particular, resonated with many of her viewers. Kelly shared her own experiences with therapy, anxiety, and the pressures of living a public life. "I think we all need to have a conversation about the reality of mental health," she said during a special episode. "It's not just about what we see on the outside. It's about what people are carrying inside." This openness led to a surge of positive feedback from fans who appreciated her vulnerability. Kelly Ripa just made mental health discussions so much easier. "She's setting an example for everyone who struggled with this stuff," one viewer tweeted. Her vulnerability not only solidified her connection with her audience, but also sparked a wider conversation about the importance of mental health awareness. A new chapter in Kelly Ripa's career. As time went on, Kelly Ripa's house arrest comment became a small chapter in her long and storied career, but it marked an important turning point in how she approached her role in the public eye. She wasn't just the fun-loving host anymore. She had become a voice for change. Ripa made it a point to engage in more thought-provoking discussions on Live with Kelly and Ryan, turning her platform into a space for people to have real conversations about topics that mattered. Her fans, who had once been skeptical of her sincerity, came to appreciate the growth they saw in her. They admired her for learning from her mistake and using her platform to raise awareness about critical issues. In a way, the house arrest blunder had come full circle. What initially seemed like a career misstep ended up becoming an opportunity for personal growth and public contribution. The ripple effect. Ripa's actions sparked a ripple effect across the entertainment industry. Celebrities and public figures alike began to take a harder look at the language they used, realizing that their words could carry unintended weight. Public relations teams started working more closely with their clients, emphasizing the importance of responsible speech and cultural sensitivity.